because you're on the committee. So how do you not have no power on it? Let's dive a little deeper into this article. Team USA head coach Cheryl Reeve instead of her influence in picking the squad for the 2024 Olympic Games as the omission of Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark.
Imagine being the hottest player in college basketball, then getting left off the Olympic team. That's what happened to Caitlin Clark. But now, Cheryl Reeve is spilling the tea on why Clark didn't make the cut. And trust me, it's not what you think. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. When we believed Clark was a lock to make Team USA, do you recall? The Olympic Selection Committee had different ideas, so get ready. Why would they ignore a player with such power? And who is responsible for this unexpected choice? Imagine this. In the world of basketball, fans are scrolling through their feeds on a typical day, anticipating the typical roster updates and highlights. And then, whoosh, the information hits like a bomb. The unstoppable powerhouse in college basketball, Caitlin Clark, is not a member of the 2024 Olympic team. Imagine the nationwide gasp that fans would have let out. Social media took off. All caps reactions and surprised emoticons swamped Twitter timelines. Facebook groups erupted into furious discussions. Fans expressed their disbelief on Instagram stories. It was as though the whole basketball community had had its rug ripped out from under it. Here's when things get crazy though. This wasn't your typical dispute in sports. Overnight, this became the talk of American athletics. Everyone, from casual fans to ardent basketball devotees, had an opinion. Regarding Clark's exclusion from the team, theories were being floated left and right. Was it the political situation? Was there someone out to get her? Or were there any details we were unaware of? After that, things became even more bizarre. A Caitlin Clark hate committee was the subject of rumors at first. Yes, you did indeed hear that. Supporters were persuaded that Clark's inclusion on the team was opposed by a number of powerful personalities in women's basketball. And who do you think was the subject of these rumors? Nobody else but Diana Taurasi, one of the best players in history. Let's be clear now. The existence of this so-called hate committee is unknown, but it just goes to illustrate how hot this whole thing got.
Few women like Diana Taurasi, Cheryl Reeve, and a few others that has been making it their point to kind of downplay what Caitlin Clark was bringing to the league. That is Caitlin Clark being snubbed from the 2024 Olympic team pretty much for no reason whatsoever.
Fans were even talking about it. People were blaming one other and searching for someone to put the blame on. Here's the crucial query though. What about Reeve Cheryl? She had to have had some input in this choice, given her position as Olympic head coach, wouldn't she? Her fans could not wait to hear from her. How did she fit into all of this? Was she the one behind the snub, or did she actively advocate for Clark to join the team? The strain was increasing. All eyes were waiting on Reeve to say something. What's the true story here? Wondered fans, the media, even other players. Is this choice not as simple as it seems? It became evident as the issue grew that more than just one player was being left out of the Olympics. This dealt with the selection procedure for Olympic teams as a whole. It dealt with the balance of power in women's basketball. Above all, it concerned the fervent supporters who believed their opinions were unheard. After a deafening hush, Cheryl Reeve spoke up. And my goodness, she had a lot to say. Have you ever wondered what goes on behind closed doors while choosing the Olympic team? Reeve is about to reveal something unexpected when he pulls back the curtain. Imagine this. The speculation around Caitlin Clark's Olympic rejection is rife in the basketball community. Everyone is blaming one another and pointing fingers. And in the middle of this tempest, exactly, Team USA's head coach Cheryl Reeve. Everybody was staring at her, expecting an explanation. Then, without warning, Reeve unleashes a bombshell that no one anticipated. She asserts that she had no power over the choice-making procedure. Is that really true? The Olympic team's head coach, yet she claims she was unable to choose who qualified.
She had no power over Caitlin Clark's U.S. Olympic roster decision. That is what she's coming out and saying, because you're on the committee. So how do you not have no power on it? Let's dive a little deeper into this article. Team USA head coach Cheryl Reeve.
It's like learning that the chef has no say over what is served. This is where things get really bizarre. Reeve begins to reveal details regarding the selecting process, which are completely different from our initial assumptions. She cites Kayla McBride's exclusion from the 2022 World Cup squad as an example.
It's a K-Mac. If there's ever a time for people to understand that the coach has no say-so in it, this is one of those. She thought Kayla McBride, one of her players on the Lynx, had a strong training camp and earned a spot on the World Cup roster.
Reeve claimed she tried to get McBride on that team, but was unable to do so. She seems to be the coach, yet the decisions are being made by someone else. For a moment, put yourself in Reeve's position. She is under intense pressure from her followers and the media to provide her with answers on Clark. What does she do then? She comes forward and says that she is taking a bullet for USA basketball. That is a lot of weight, isn't it? It's as if she's saying, look, I'm the face of this decision, but there's a whole lot more going on behind the scenes. What's wild, you know? Reeve spoke first, and her comments caught on like wildfire. We're talking about the explosion of social media, the wild success of sports shows, and everything. Everyone is attempting to comprehend what she is saying. She seemingly unlocked a mystery, causing everyone to reevaluate their assumptions regarding the composition of Olympic teams. Consider it. For years, we've been supporting these Olympic teams and watching them compete, believing we understood how it all worked. And Reeve shows up, and he basically tells us, you're not even close to understanding. People are left wondering, who has the final say if the head coach doesn't? Are these judgments being made by some kind of hidden committee? What does this imply for Olympic teams in the future? The shocking thing is that Reeve is referring to more than just Clark or the current squad. She is revealing the workings of the entire system. She seems to be saying, hey, this is about more than just one person or one team. It has always been like way. And that's rekindling everyone's passion. Fans are questioning whether their idols have really truly gotten a fair chance. Sports analysts are now doubting what they have been stating regarding the team choices. Future and present players are undoubtedly wondering, wait, so who do I need to impress to make the team? When did we think Caitlin Clark's absence from the Olympics would be the worst thing? Prepare yourself for an incredible storyline surprise. Something amazing was occurring in the WNBA. While everyone was preoccupied with discussing the controversy surrounding the Olympics, Clark was not idling around moping over her situation. Not in a manner. She was out there lighting the league on fire and proving everyone else wrong.
Kayla Clark pretty much set y'all league on fire, got everybody a big payday, and the future looked very bright for the WNBA.
You're not going to believe this, but Clark's career may have benefited greatly from that Olympic snub. I realize it sounds absurd, but allow me to explain. Clark was a young and eager player going into the WNBA season, unburdened by the demands of Olympic training and competition. And on the court, boy, did it show. Now let's discuss Clark's Indiana Fever performance. This newbie is performing like a superstar rather than merely a seasoned player. We are discussing a player who is collecting rebounds, giving out assists, and putting up points like they are nothing. You know who's guiding the Fever's ascent from underdogs to legitimate playoff contenders? Yes, Caitlin Clark. Imagine this now. The Fever are playing against opponents that were expected to be well out of their league as they advance through the playoffs. And who is the focal point of it all? Naturally, Clark. She is the driving force behind this team's success.
The extent of her influence in picking the squad for the 2024 Olympic Games as the admission of Indiana Fever rookie Caitlin Clark. So it looked like Cheryl Reeve finally gave everybody the moment we've been waiting for, a response to the Caitlin Clark Olympic situation.
She is not merely a contributor. It seems as though she used all of that Olympic letdown as gasoline to ignite her WNBA career. This is where the intriguing part begins, though. More than just exploiting Clark's gift, the Fever are. Behind the scenes, they're undergoing some significant adjustments as well. Kelly is their new president, and believe me when I say that she is not messing around. Kelly is focused only on winning championships. It seems like the entire brand has received an adrenaline boost as she instills that winning mentality. What's wild, you know? Everyone is talking about Clark's journey from collegiate superstar to Olympic controversy to WNBA phenomenon. Her fans are infatuated with her. Her every move is being observed by other players. Even the traditional basketball players are paying attention. It appears as though Clark is altering both the game and the perception of women's basketball on her own. Consider it. We were all scratching our heads a few months ago, wondering how the Olympic Committee could pass over a talent like this.
Now, we know Cheryl Reeve has pretty much been silent about this whole situation. A lot of people have been waiting to hear from Cheryl Reeve, and it's okay. You can't change what people think. The coach of the national team truly has no power in the selection of the team.
Right now, it seems as though Clark has been dominating the WNBA for years. It's evidence that what appears to be a setback can occasionally present the greatest opportunity of your life. To be honest, Clark's achievement benefits more than just her and the Fever. Great news for the entire WNBA. There are more spectators, more eyes on the league, and more enthusiasm for women's basketball. Not only is Clark living up to the expectations, but she's raising it to an entirely new degree.